And to address government spending and what's being done to try to rein this in, next Wednesday, the DOGE subcommittee in the House is set to hold its first hearing. It's titled The War on Waste, Stamping Out the Scourge of Improper Payments and Fraud. I'm joined now by Haywood Talcove, CEO at LexisNexic Risk Solutions Government. He is slated to testify, and he was also on Capitol Hill just days ago for a House Ways and Means subcommittee hearing on taxpayer money spent during the pandemic. Haywood, appreciate you being here. Would love to hear your impression so far on the work being done by the Trump administration to trim parts of the federal budget.
Thanks for having me tonight, Natasha. I really appreciate the opportunity. I have been talking about organized criminal groups, both domestic and transnational, that have been stealing from our country for the past 10 years. And it's so exciting to see the activity in Washington, D.C. right now, to see the excitement of Congress, elected officials, people in the administration. During the pandemic, this country lost over $1 trillion to these organized criminal groups from Russia, China, Nigeria, Romania, really impacting people in all walks of life, trying to get unemployment insurance, trying to get SNAP benefits. And it's really time we get this under control.
Yeah, I think a lot of Americans feel that way, certainly. You know, we just heard Mills Hayes talking about just one small sliver and aspect of USAID being so restricted in this way, so hamstrung. The UN warning 6 million people could die from HIV and AIDS over the next 4 years. What is your take on those ripple effects that we're seeing right now?
Yeah, I really don't know enough about that. What I do know, Natasha, is that in the private sector, 3% of payments are improper or fraudulent. In the public sector, that number is over 20%. When you look at, for example, unemployment insurance during the pandemic, $250 billion was stolen from American taxpayers. 70% of that went to transnational criminal groups. People that needed their employment benefits had to wait on average 45 days to get them because of these bad actors.
Yeah, it's alarming. Let me ask you, is Elon Musk, a private citizen working with very little government oversight, the right person to comb through the budget? Has he been transparent enough with his findings?
Yeah, what I think is somebody, and Mr. Musk, Elon Musk, seems like the right person, needs to get in and start taking a look at these systems to make sure that they have front-end identity verification, to make sure that the people that are receiving payments are actually alive, that they're not in prison. And it's very exciting because as we look at what we're trying to do to take down that $36 trillion debt, I've said publicly now, you can save $1 trillion a year by getting that fraud out of the system, by getting that improper payment out of the system. People like Elon Musk, who are putting their time, effort, and energy into this, it's really important. It brings the best and the brightest to our country.
Is there a way to stamp out the absolute terrible fraud and waste that you're talking about without dismantling a system that is keeping millions of people alive?
Yes, and I think it's easy. And that's been the frustrating part because I've been talking about this now for 10 years. The first part of it is front-end identity verification. Make sure you know who's actually getting the benefit. The person applying is the person that's behind the computer. The second thing is you have to stop allowing self-reported information from beneficiaries because it's too easy to game the system. And then the third thing you have to do is you need to keep on checking the population to make sure their accounts haven't been taken over by bad actors. If you do those three things, you will take the fraud down to 3%. If you continue to do those things, 20%, $1 trillion between federal, state, and local is wasted every year and given to criminals.
Okay. Haywood Talcove, I appreciate the perspective and time. Thank you so much.
Have a great night, Natasha.
You too.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.